terrorist group attack on a lookout point west of Baghdad, manned by a state-sponsored tribal force, left 11 people dead late Sunday. The attackers threw grenades and fired on the tribal Hashid forces stationed at Radwaniyah on the southern outskirts of the Iraqi capital near the Baghdad airport. A security source said the IS attacked the monitoring tower, killing 5 members of the tribal Hashid and 6 local people who had come to help repel the attack. A medic confirmed the toll and said 8 wounded were transferred to a hospital in central Baghdad. There was no immediate claim of responsibility from the terrorist group. Ahead of direct political talks about the place in Tunisia on Monday, the acting head of the United Nations support mission in Libya seemed to express cautious optimism that the conflict could be resolved. Stephanie Williams, who is also the UN Secretary General's acting special representative to Libya, spoke after the warring sides met in the town of Ghadames to discuss how to implement a ceasefire agreed to in Geneva in October. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called the process a fundamental step toward peace and stability. The aim is to form a new government of unity by integrating key representatives of Libyan society in the process, and then to organize parliamentary and presidential elections. According to the military, a Russian serviceman killed 3 colleagues in a shooting Monday on a base near the southern city of Voronezh. 3 servicemen sustained lethal injuries as a result of the attack, Russia's Western Military District said in a statement. The command of the military unit, acting together with law enforcement agencies, is working to track down and detain the assailants. Ethiopia's Prime Minister stepped up a military offensive in the northern region of Tigray on Monday with airstrikes as part of what he called a law enforcement operation, increasing fears of outright civil war in Africa's second most populous country. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has defied calls from the United Nations and allies in the region to negotiate with leaders in Tigray, home of the ethnic group that dominated the federal government before he took power in 2018. Premier Abiy last week launched a military campaign in the province, saying forces loyal to leaders there had attacked a military base and attempted to steal equipment. The Prime Minister accuses the leaders of Tigray of undermining his democratic reforms. Joe Biden and his advisors are working on plans to tackle the crisis facing a divided America, first and foremost the raging coronavirus pandemic, a day after the Democrats won enough states to clinch the U.S. presidency. Republican Donald Trump, the first president to lose a re-election bid in 28 years, gave no sign of conceding, instead pressing ahead with legal fights challenging the outcome. Top Republicans in Congress likewise had not acknowledged Biden's victory, in a sign of the charged partisan atmosphere he will face when he takes office on January 20th, although some members of President Trump's party and the bipartisan group focused on the transition urged the president to cooperate. Myanmar authorities are due to release early election results on Monday after what appeared to be an enthusiastic turnout, despite fears of the novel coronavirus, for a vote that is expected to give leader Aung San Suu Kyi a new term. Sunday's general election was seen as a referendum on the fledgling democratic government led by Suu Kyi's ruling National League for Democracy, which remains popular at home but has seen its reputation collapse overseas amid allegations of genocide against the Rohingya Muslim minority. The Election Commission is expected to announce early official results later on Monday. Ex-Kosovo President Hashim Thaçi is to appear Monday before a war crimes court in The Hague to face charges stemming from the 1990 conflict between Kosovo and Serbia. Thaçi resigned as president Thursday and flew to the Netherlands, where he was placed in the detention center of the Kosovo Specialist Chambers, a Kosovo court located in The Hague. Judges, specialist prosecutor and staff are drawn from the international community. The court said in a statement, Thaçi and 3 other defendants have been charged with war crimes committed between March 1998 and September 1999. More than 50 million novel coronavirus infections have been detected worldwide, a total of more than 50 million and 10,400 cases, including 1,251,980 deaths, have been recorded globally since the pandemic erupted in December last year. Europe, with 12.6 million confirmed cases for more than 305,700 deaths, has once again become the epicenter of the pandemic. After Europe, the worst-hit regions are Latin America and the Caribbean, with 11.6 million infections and 411,700 deaths, and Asia, with 11 million cases and nearly 177,000 deaths. India has reported 45,903 new coronavirus cases, with its capital recording the highest single-day rise in infections since the pandemic began. The Health Ministry on Monday also reported 490 deaths in the past 24 hours, taking total fatalities in the country to 126,611. New Delhi's increase of 7,745 cases comes during a recent surge the government has attributed to crowding in markets during the ongoing festive season, winter weather, and high air pollution. The United States became the first nation worldwide since the pandemic began to surpass 10 million coronavirus infections, according to a Reuters tally on Monday, as the third wave of the COVID-19 virus surges across the nation. The grim milestone came on the same day as global coronavirus cases exceeded 50 million. The United States has reported about 8 million cases in the past 10 days, the highest rate of infection since the nation reported its first novel coronavirus case in Washington state 293 days ago. According to the tally, the country reported a record 131,420 COVID-19 cases on Saturday and has reported over 100,000 infections 5 times in the past 7 days. South Korea has eased its level of physical distancing regulations, even though authorities are concerned that the COVID-19 virus could spread more easily during the coming winter season. The Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency said the move was made as the average daily number of new cases has remained below 100 over the past week. It has introduced a revised 5-tier scheme, which took effect on Saturday and is based on the average number of daily infections per week. The new system divides the nation into 7 zones and allows provincial governments to decide the level of their own physical distancing regulations in line with the number of new infections in their respective regions.